You're in bed, phone in hand, just checking, real quick. And there it is. Someone you vaguely know just posted, "How I made my first $100,000 at 22." Scroll. A travel creator in the Maldives. Turquoise water, perfect lighting. She looks like she's never had a bad day in her life. Scroll. How I retired at 25 and you can too. Scroll. Some guy your age, jawline, apartment, passive income, casually explaining how he did the work while everyone else was sleeping. And you? You're still in bed, still figuring things out, still waiting for something to happen. And somehow, even though nothing bad happened today, you close the app feeling like you're losing. Here's what nobody tells you about that feeling. It's not coming from your life, it's coming from your brain. And there's something specific happening inside it, something scientists have actually measured that explains everything. Your brain is not designed for happiness. It's designed for survival. And one of its most powerful survival tools? Comparison. In 1954, psychologist Leon Festinger proved that humans have a hardwired drive to evaluate themselves by looking at others. It's called social comparison theory, and we literally cannot turn it off. But here's where it gets interesting. The moment you see someone doing better than you, your amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, fires. Not metaphorically, literally. Your brain registers social comparison as a threat signal. The same system that kept your ancestors alive when a predator was near, it activates when you see someone your age buying their first house. That sharp sting in your chest when you scroll, that's not insecurity. That's your threat response, triggered by a photo. And yet, you keep scrolling. That's not weakness, that's chemistry. Every time you scroll, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine, the same chemical behind gambling, slot machines, and social media. Not because you found something good, because you might. The uncertainty is the addiction. Your brain doesn't chase pleasure, it chases the possibility of pleasure. So the scroll isn't just comparison, it's a dopamine loop designed by engineers who studied your brain's reward circuit for years and built something your willpower was never designed to fight. You were never lazy, you were outgunned. And it gets stranger than that. Your brain doesn't just compare, it selects who to compare you to. There's a built-in bias called upward comparison bias. Your brain is wired to notice and remember the people doing better than you, and almost completely ignore the people at the same level or below. Think about that for a second. Out of everyone you scrolled past today, the ones struggling, the ones figuring it out, the ones exactly where you are, your brain quietly deleted them and kept the highlight, kept the success story, kept the person with the apartment and the passive income. It's not that everyone is doing better than you. It's that your brain built you a reality where it looks that way. You're not seeing the full picture. You're seeing a version of the world your brain specifically edited to make you feel behind. Now here's the part that makes it worse. For most of human history, your comparison pool was around 150 people. Your village, the people you actually knew. You'd see one or two people doing better than you, manageable, human-sized. Now your ancient comparison brain, built for 150 people, wakes up every morning to a feed of millions, all filtered, all optimized to look incredible. That's not social media. That's psychological warfare aimed at hardware that's 40,000 years old. And here's the trap inside the trap. Instagram is not a documentary. It's the one photo taken after 37 attempts. It's the announcement, not the backstory. The arrival, not the journey. You are comparing your entire behind-the-scenes footage, every doubt, every bad day, every moment of confusion, to everyone else's best trailer. That's not a fair comparison. That's not even a real one. And there's one more layer to this. Psychologists call it pluralistic ignorance. Every person scrolling through that feed is thinking the same thing you are. Everyone else seems fine. Why am I the only one who feels this way? But here's what the research actually shows. The majority of people feel exactly what you're feeling. The panic, the comparison, the quiet sense of falling behind. Everyone is performing okayness for an audience that's also performing okayness. Nobody is as okay as their feed suggests. But there's something even deeper going on. Who decided the timeline you're measuring yourself against? Finish school by 22. job by 23, relationship by 25, stability before 30. Who wrote those rules? Trace it back, and it leads to a world that no longer exists. The generation that built those timelines had one career for 40 years, a pension, and a housing market that made sense. They graduated into stability. You graduated into a world changing faster than any generation in human history, where the average person will change careers, not jobs, careers, multiple times, where the path is genuinely unclear for almost everyone. You are measuring yourself against a map drawn for a different territory. And here's the thing nobody warns you about. Let's say you do it. Let's say you hit the timeline perfectly. Degree at 22, job at 23, relationship, apartment, stability, all on schedule. Psychologists have a name for what happens next. It's called the arrival fallacy. The moment you reach the goal, the feeling doesn't disappear. It just moves. Suddenly, the person who made it looks at the next milestone and feels exactly what they felt before. Because the brain doesn't reward arrival, it rewards pursuit, which means the finish line was never the point. The feeling of being behind isn't a sign that you haven't done enough. It's a sign that you're human, running ancient software in a world it was never designed for. So the next time you close the app and that feeling shows up, ask yourself one question. Who told me I'm behind? Was it reality? Or was it a stranger on a screen whose panic attacks, failed applications, and 3 a.m. doubts never made it to the feed? Because the strangest part of all this, the people you think are ahead, they're probably looking at someone else and feeling exactly what you're feeling. The millionaire envies the billionaire. The creator envies the bigger creator. The athlete envies the champion. The comparison never ends, it just changes targets. And if that's true, then maybe the goal was never to get ahead. Maybe that's a game nobody actually wins. Maybe the reason everyone feels behind is because everyone is measuring themselves against unfinished lives. You're comparing your entire story to a snapshot. You're behind the scenes to their highlight reel. Of course it hurts. It was never a fair comparison to begin with. Your life is unfolding at a speed that belongs to you. And the moment you stop measuring it with someone else's map is the moment you finally start living your own. If this hit you, like and subscribe. It actually helps this channel grow. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.